So what's cracking, guys? Figured I'd do an update video on this Wrangler 1989 Jeep YJ. Just figured I'd itemize everything that's gone into this, sort of show you guys how these restorations can add up pretty quick. Because I thought, well, I'll do an update and a walk around, and I thought, well, fuck it, let's just go through everything I've done to it. And then it occurred to me this would be a good way to show you guys how much this shit could cost, because a lot of people don't think about it, and it adds up. Basically put $10,000 into it in parts. And cool as it is, it's still 1989 and has a lot of old parts left to change, so it never quits. So everybody told me not to get a Wrangler, that it would ruin my life and it would take all my money, and they were probably right, but I'm dedicated to this fucking thing. First year I was all focused on the visuals, and then I've been mostly focused under the hood and shit lately. So it's kind of, the visuals are kind of going downhill a little bit, but you know, trying to get my head right and focus on the right shit and put my money in the right places. So anyways, without further ado, let's go with the exterior first. So it started off, I bought it for $3,500 and it was a pretty rough shape. And this isn't the order I did all these things in, but let's just go through it in the order I got them in here. So basically the rear bumper was $350. It's a rugged ridge rock crawler rear bumper with a 2-inch hitch. Then we got the Fender Flares, they're $350. They're rugged ridge 4 3/4 all-terrain Fender Flare kit. The license plate winch holder up on the fair lead is a rugged ridge license plate bracket for roller fair leads. $40. Hood lock, Tuffy hood lock. I guess besides the license plate bracket, that's probably the easiest mod I ever did, and I was pretty stoked about that. $60 for the hood lock. Passenger mirror, that's just a stock part, I guess. It didn't have one, so I threw that on there. $60. Tail lights. These are lenses out of like a universal taillight kit. I think they were, what does it say? $50. So each set was $25. They didn't have these side markers though, so I kept the original housing. I just put in the lens and I think the bulbs, hopefully that's legit. I read one thing where it said if you don't have the right bulbs in there, you could be fucking your shit up. So probably have to look at that. Oh, what do we got? Door hinges. I haven't even installed the door hinges on the other side. These ones are already looking like shit because they're so tight. They're really hard to get in and out. So we tried to get these out once on a hunting trip and just fucked the door up, and then I'm just leaving them on. But once I finally get those done, door hinges, $150. Windshield wipers, $20, and they were the wrong size. You can see they're a little too tall and they're rubbing up on the fucked up mad going rusty up here too. On the windshield frame. Soft top, it's not on today, but it's $400. I got it as like an open box or something. It was kind of fucked up in shipping, so I got a deal on that. It's a Pavement Ends one. I guess it's like Best Top's Chinese brand or something like that. I just bought a hard top, $500, but I can't find any doors to go with it yet, so it's still sitting there. Spare tire mount extension. It's a Rough Country spare tire spacer in there. $50. Hercules Trail Diggers tires. These fucking rock. $1,200. I actually got them for about $1,100, but I knew a guy that worked at a tire place, so you're probably not gonna get that good of a deal. Those Echoes rims, I already had those. It came with those. I put some wheel spacers on it. I think they were Rough Country 1.5-inch wheel spacers, $80. I refinished the front bumper. It just looked like shit before. I don't know. I put $60. I don't know if we should tally that up or not. I guess so. And the clear markers, these little guys. And it doesn't even have a paint job or nothing, and still needs loads of fucking work. But there's the exterior. $3,400. Before we go to the engine compartment, I'm gonna go underneath the vehicle. I got a rough country 2.5-inch lift. It's stiff as fuck. It's pretty rough. Everybody tells me these shackles are on backwards. I guess maybe they are, but I was just looking up all these parts and get the prices off them yesterday on Rough Country, and there's a picture of one of them on their fucking website with them this way. So I don't know. I was thinking I was gonna flip them around, but I probably still will. Anyways, so this is a 2.5-inch lift. These shackles, that was $500. These shackles are about $60. They're 1.25 lift, so I almost have a 4-inch lift. So I have since bought a drop pitman arm. I haven't put it in yet though. These quick disconnects. The other one over there is bent actually, if you could see, because I guess my stabilizer shock crammed, the mount smashes into it. I haven't really got around to straightening that out yet. But those are a little too tall. They're for 4 to 6-inch lifts, and I have 3.75-inch lifts, so I might have to get some new ones of those quick disconnects. They're too tight to get on and off. Quick disconnects were $80. Rugged Ridge heavy duty tie rod kit. That's my new steering, if you've noticed. The steering kit is like 1 ton, I guess it's good for now. It's heavy duty. That's the Rugged Ridge heavy duty tie rod kit, $350. Fuel filter, I made a video on that, $10. Rollover valve, it was leaking gas, stank like gas a lot, and it was the rollover valve in the back, which is, if you guys are getting gas leaks and shit, it's up under here. I don't feel like crawling under there to show you what it looks like though. You have to check it out. Basically the top of the rubber was just broken right off, and I think that's pretty common. I don't know if you just noticed my finger there. I smashed it in the fucking door the other day, closing it behind me. Somehow my finger got in the way, so watch out for that one. Drop transfer case. When we lifted it, I ended up doing this sort of, I know some people frown on this, but I'm not a Jeep expert at this point. I'm just still learning, so best fix I could come up with was to drop that a bit. That's 2-inch by 1-inch steel tubing, $40 I guess. Transmission rebuild, that's the only thing I haven't done myself. When I first got it, the transmission blew up. The fucking synchros in 3rd gear went, and that cost me $2,000. And the guy said 800 of it was because the skid plate was like completely rusted into the frame, and he had to cut it all out and weld in new bolts and put in, or weld in new nuts in the frame to accept new bolts for the skid plate, something like that. A lot of fucking work. Costs a lot of money. And the exhaust pipe in the back, I can't remember the name, and like the muffler I guess it is, but this is the cheapest fucking one you can get. So if you look up the shittiest, cheapest mufflers for this thing, it's probably it. I can't remember what it was called, but it's like $150. So there's the exterior. 3230.